Welcome back, everyone. I'm the Depressed Dior, and this is Middara. I didn't find any response. They have responded to my question, but they never actually. They said they'll look into it and never gave me back an answer about the urgency. Now, supposedly, even though justice is inactive, Elvie has not been slain, so you do still put her next to the body. So I'm going to play it based off of that. And now, also one thing about puppets, or not puppets, but gatekeepers. There is an updated version of this card where the final step, where it does the AoE gray damage, anyone that's been hit by that gray magic damage will actually will spawn will immediately take a poppet and put it underneath them, and it will spawn a poppet if there are none available. So that's one of the ways they can get poppets back. So they kind of made sure that was a thing that could happen. Other than that, I think there were some other AI steps that changed as well, but I'm going to go ahead and just stick with what this card has for right now. Eventually, all of this will be updated. They're constantly updating and rebalancing and things like that, so there's not really an easy way for me to keep up with this stuff. So by the time you see this video, more than likely this would have already been updated. Anyway, I think that's everything. Obviously, Rook will be added to the front once we actually get started. I think that's everything. Okay. So we'll go ahead and hit reset and get started. Oh wait, sorry, I have to add oh wait, sorry, I already added a story. Never mind, I'm good. Whew. A lot to keep up with. Okay. So bad situation already. Well, for one thing, justice shouldn't be on the board. We'll fix that real quick. Justice is not available. So big issue right now is the fact that the effigy goes before Damocles and Zeke. We need to fix that now. So we're going to fix that now. We're going to use an auger pager, and we're going to put the effigy in the back. That's the key thing here. We don't want the effigy to go first. Just bad things will happen if I let that happen. So there we go. All right. Then we get started. So Rook goes first. Right off the bat, I'm going to go ahead and give intervention. Let's see. I'm sorry, I'm just thinking. Since the last refresh... Okay, yeah, so Rook doesn't have anything that carries over. So intervention token, we're going to go ahead and give that to Suri. It's really the only support I can give her. And then we're going to go ahead and dive right into this here. So we're going to spend a stamina to move. So key thing here, get away from Remy. If you stay near Remy, there's a chance you'll get blasted with an AoE spell, and that'll hit Remy, and that's an instant loss. So we can't drop down here because it's elevation 4, down to elevation 1, which is an instant death. So we need to go around. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Seeing what I can do here. 6, 7, 8. So that's going to put us at 1 stamina. Now the key thing is, do I have line of sight? I do not. Elevation 2 here, so that would block. Now one thing I could do is try to get rid of the poppet by using the item to get my some extra stamina, but I think I'm going to go ahead and just keep it as is for right now. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and just save the extra stamina. Save it for the next round. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it'd be like that. I'm actually going to go ahead and stay on the top floor for right now. And then, actually, what I'll do from here, we're going to go ahead and just place a font of renewal down with at the cost of 1 stamina. Okay, so let's do this backwards. I got an idea. I'm used to other rook character, so this is why I'm getting a little thrown off a bit. So intervention first to Suri. I'm gonna go ahead and spend a stamina to do poison on the gatekeeper. So corrosive ideal. I have a green casting die. I'm gonna go ahead and use it. I'm also gonna go ahead and don't have a way of empowering it, so it's just gonna be a raw roll. And we'll see how it goes. Ba-doop. That is a terrible, terrible roll. Let's go ahead and pop a Bottle of Blessing and re-roll it. That's not much better. Okay. So we'll do that. Take the loss. So it's going to be 11 in total. Gatekeeper does have protection. So there's a good chance this ain't gonna happen. Yep. Yeah, even with this. Oh yeah, that was 18 in total. So poison failed. I could go ahead and put down the font of renewal, or I can try to go for wilt. Because I have to move still. So I'll do. I'm not in a big hurry yet, so I'm going to go ahead and just put down the font of renewal. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like that. Spend the last stamina to go ahead and put down font of renewal. We can put it like right there. That'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, that's more. It goes through walls, so it's completely good here. And that'll be it for Rook. It goes to Elifie next. Actually, I should have had Elifie start here. That would be smarter. So yeah, I can have her start anywhere that's adjacent. Does this thing have? Okay, it does not have. What do you call it? I can't remember the word. It's gonna drive me nuts. I can look up Hellbirds to find out the word. Provoke. They don't have provoke. So as long as I stay out of reach, I won't get hit. Alright, so Elifie is just going to go ahead and spend a stamina to go ahead and loot the loot token. It's a blue. Uh, 40 gold. Awesome. So that puts us at 385. Raking in the dough. Then I'm going to go ahead and spend a stamina to move. Kind of have a few options here. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5. This will provoke. She'll go ahead and nimble dodge. Okay, 4 plus 1. That's going to bring it up to 16 defense. Oh my god, that was close. Alright, misses. So I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Uh, 7, 8. I mean, he's gonna more than likely she's just gonna get yanked again, but that'll be it for her for right now. Goes to Suri next. So Suri's got her intervention token. She's gonna spend a stamina to move. We can't do the instant death spell yet, so we're kind of stuck with what we got. Movement is 6, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is elevation 2, so I can interact with it. So I'm gonna go ahead and spend a stamina. So I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I spent a stamina for the extra movement. And then I'm going to spend another stamina to go ahead and do a lore check to see if I can get rid of it. She has 4 lore, so I just need to get a 6 on this. Alright, I did. I get rid of the poppet. So that's 1 less poppet to deal with. That is it for Suri. Goes to Gatekeeper. So what it's going to do is it's going to get within range move to put as many opponents within SOI as possible. It has a movement of 6, so it's going to go 1, 2, 3, and that should be good enough to get line of sight on as many people as possible. And then she's going to target prioritizing the opponent with the most adjacent opponents. It's a tie, so it's just going to be Rook. So it's going to cast a spell on Rook. Rook is going to go ahead and roll Conviction, and she's going to roll her casting die. Alright, 7 plus 6 is 13. Can I get better than 13? Yes, I can. It's not going to be easy, though. Also, one thing I should have done against the Gatekeeper is put a Nemesis token on her. But we'll deal with that later. Anyway, in the meantime, so I have a green and a purple. I'm wondering if I want to reroll, force a reroll on him, on that thing, but I think I'm okay with just leaving it alone. Yeah, so, yeah, I'll just roll Conviction and see what we get. Alright, failed, and then I can re-roll it. Use Nanorobes. And that's 12, which is just short, so it's going to do some magic damage. And just one thing to check. Okay. So yeah, we need to borrow a gray die. Oh, what happened to that poppet? Sometimes the clicking in this game gets questionable. Alright, so magic die, 4 damage, which is as low as it can go. So 4 damage to Rook, and let's grab a aggro token, and I'm going to use that to mark that this Gatekeeper currently has done damage to an ally of Suri. Alright, so with all that said and done, that is it for the Gatekeeper. Also, if we were going by the other rules, let me check that. Be right back. Okay, so yeah, if we were going by the new rules, what it'll do is it'll take one of the poppets and warp it onto the person that failed the save. And then a few other things, adjustments it made is the strange creations. The poppets will actually prioritize the person with the highest casting die, so that's kind of neat. And then the adjacent one is actually adjacent or reach 2, which is kind of interesting. Alright, anyway, that's it for Gatekeeper. I went ahead and just teleported the poppet because that's what the latest one does. Damocles goes next. So he does have an intervention token, he still has his vow token. So, key thing here is the root that's already adjacent to Zeke. So we need to deal with that. That is the key thing here. More important than anything else right now is getting rid of that one. The problem is actually succeeding. We don't have an axe, so the damage is going to be halved. It has 6 armor. So essentially, to one-shot it, I need to do 18 damage, because the 18 will get reduced down to 12, and then half to 6. So, yeah, it's going to get pretty bad here. So I'm not going to move yet. What's the range of that thing, actually? Range 6. That root has no line of sight. Does not. Technically, that one does. Actually, does it? No, it clips the tile there. Okay. And my cat is meowing. Alright, so I should be able to just stay in place and just focus on doing as much damage as possible. Now, also another thing to note is the magic damage is technically separate. So I would have to half each of them separately. So that could also influence the amount of damage I can do. So, here goes nothing. I'm going to do Blade Works. Let me check the stats of the root again. Be right back. Okay, yeah, it's doable. Okay, so... Alright, so I'm going to do Blade Works. Sinful Privilege, of course. I'm going to do Imbued Fear. It's immune to effects, but it's not, or it's immune to spells and effects, I believe. But I'll still be able to do the 2 damage. And I need all the help I can get. So it's going to be a teal and a gray. I'm not going to empower, mainly because follow through kind of does about as much damage as an empower in most cases, or at least on average. So we kind of got that going. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and roll. That is a terrible roll. Let's go ahead and use Enchanted Piercings first. Actually, sorry, not Enchanted Piercings first. We'll use Intervention first. Okay, that is a workable thing. So that's 18. They have a defense of 10, so it's going to be 8 damage base. That'll get reduced down to 2 because of armor. It's going to go up to 4 because of Imbued Fear. So 4 damage so far. 5, 6, 7, 10. So we're at 10 physical damage so far. And then 2 magic. So that's going to reduce to 1. And then the 10 damage will get reduced to 5, which will grant a total of 6 damage. Give me a moment. Sorry, I'm constantly cutting off to kind of check other things. So be right back. Okay. Yep. So yeah, that's the total. So 10 defense. That means I had 8 damage base. Goes up to 10 because of Imbued Fear. Gets reduced down to 4 because of the armor. And then 5, 6, 7, 10. Gets halved to 5. And then the 2 magic damage gets reduced down to 1. So it'll be 6 damage in total, which is enough to kill that root. Very strong start. That's definitely what we needed right off the bat. That is kind of all he can do right now. Actually, he hasn't moved or anything, so he actually can do stuff. So I'm going to spend a stamina to move. I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and try to go for a kill. I'm not really willing to do that yet. The reach for these things, by the way, is 6. So yeah, I'm actually going to go ahead and say hello to the blue totem and see what's up there. So they'll cost that much stamina. Blue totem. Slumped against the corner, you see a dead animate. Draw 1 combatant loot card. If the monster loot card is drawn, you get a random animate loot. I don't remember if monster loot's even available still. Alright, 10 gold. So we're at 395. I'm going to go ahead and spend a stamina to loot. And then this one is a red. 2 random consumables. Yeah, I can get a pager and a bottled blessing. This will also give me a free re-equip. So I'm actually going to go ahead and swap out the wrist crossbow for now because I don't need it. And swap that in. Alright, good stuff. That also gives us another pager to play around with, which is really good. Alright. That is it for... Yeah, that's it for him. Okay, next goes to Zeke. So Zeke is going to go... Yeah, he's gonna get out of line of sight. I could also try to save justice here. I mean, technically you could have done that with Elify, but obviously I'm going for gold here. One thing I want to check though. Swap places the root adjacent to the most opponents. Any opponents that occupy a space. So what's going to end up happening is it's actually going to swap first before it does anything. So yeah, the big thing here is the root that we need to deal with. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and... Yeah, unfortunately, I can't really get in a good range of anything. So I'm going to spend a stamina to move, go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, see what the red totem is. A lever sits in the corner of this room. It seems to have a crude drawing of a platform and an arrow pointing down. Place a red objective token on the space this totem occupied. An adjacent adventurer may spend 1 SP to pull the lever if you do read the hidden text for the red objective. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and spend a stamina. I'm going to wait on the stamina just in case it's more consumables. I'm going to go ahead and use the backpack to re-equip because I have axes. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and use the heal token. Or sorry, not the heal token, but use men to get 2 more heal tokens, so now we're capped out. I'm going to go ahead and spend 2 stamina to give myself haste. Haste. There we go. And I'll get that started. That is it for Zeke. Goes to Grotesque Effigy. So let's go through the steps here. It has no heal tokens, so no worries there. Is there an opponent adjacent to a root? No. And then is there an opponent within range 6 of itself or a root? Yes, there Elifie's in range. So it's going to go ahead and do a blue die. And she gets to make a conviction check versus force 13. Essentially, I have to roll essentially what those dice just show. So nearly max. Okay, failed it. And then she gets pulled 9. So she's going right to here. And then it's going to swing at everyone that's within range. It does mention you don't target justice in this case. So it's going to be an attack. Elifie does get the nimble dodge. Okay, she gets +1 to this, so she's up to 13 defense. This attack will be at -1. Alright, it misses. Yeah, this thing is dangerous because of the empower die. It can that empower die alone can do 8 damage, so it's a bit rough. It's the end of a round, so we do add a time token. And then we go ahead and reset initiative. Okay, Effigy is going next. Or Effigy is going to go second here. I spent a... Oh, sorry, I should have been using this thing. So, 1 stamina. He's going to get... Let me check the initiative again. Kind of want to... Kind of thinking here how I want to do this. Because Suri, I want to have Suri have an action, but it doesn't look like that's going to be in the cards. So tell you what. I'm not too concerned about the Grotesque Effigy, because I plan on killing the. I plan on killing the root. Oh, actually, sorry, I forgot something here. Then swap places with the root out of range in SOI of most opponents. So it's actually going to swap places. Yeah, sorry, I forgot about that step. So what it did is it pulled, attacked, and then it swapped back to get away from everyone. So my bad. Okay, and the bad part about this position is it does get the benefit of the terrain because it has all 4 tiles. Anyway, back to what I was doing. So my goal is still to kill the root. If I kill the root, the effigy is not going to do anything. It won't be able to move. I think I'm going to go ahead and pop a pager and put the gatekeeper in the back. Yeah, that works. I'll put the gatekeeper in the back and see what happens. All right, so Damocles goes first. He'll get 3 stamina, bring him up to 4. Thankfully, that root is adjacent to an ally, so we can go ahead and get started with the usual stuff. Oh, also, I forgot the Iridium Dagger from before, so I would have gotten a bow token from that. Obviously, I would have used it, so I'm not going to fault myself too much. Alright, so yeah, Iridium Dagger again, Civil Privilege, Imbued Fear, Blade Works to get the attack for free. Attacking the root. The root is in water, so don't need to worry about any difficult terrain. So yeah, actually one thing I want to check. Boop, boop, Okay, yeah, the route we attacked was not in difficult terrain. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna attack. Okay, 11's a hit, but it's not going to do very much. I'm going to go ahead and pop one of my enchanted piercings, and I'm going to go ahead and roll again. Also, from the previous attack, I should have done Ring of Blood to heal. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and re-roll both. I did even worse. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and pop the other enchanted piercings. I'm just going to re-roll the 4. Holy cow, these dice rolls suck. I'm gonna go ahead and pop a Bottle Blessing, re-roll the 5. There we go. Well, three rolls was the goal here. So 16. Base damage is 6. Goes up to 8 because of Imbued Fear. And then it's gonna go 9, 10, 13 physical just by itself. Wait, sorry, let me take that back. So 6 damage base, goes up to 8. Because of Imbued Fear. 9, 10 because of shields. 13 because of the burst. It's going to get reduced down to 7 because of the armor. And then the magic is going to get half to 1. And then the 7 will get half to 3. So I'm going to be short 2 damage here. I'm going to take 2 damage. So that's going to bring it up to 9, which I'll get half to 4. So I'm going to take 3 damage. So I'm going to take 3 damage and this is a hit. So that's going to go over the math again. It's going to be its defense 10, so the base damage is 6. That 6 is going to get negated because of the armor. And then 2 damage from Imbued Fear, 3, 4 because of shields, 7 because of the burst, 10 because I sacrificed HP. And then that'll get half to 5, and then the 2 magic will get half to 1. So it'll be a total of 6 damage and kill it. I did do damage with the Iridium Dagger, so I do get the Vow token. I did do damage, so I'm going to use Ring of Blood to heal for 2. And that'll be it for the roots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so the good news is the tree is out of range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm good to go there. So I'm just going to stay in place. Or rather, I'll go ahead and move. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and just go there. Oh, actually, he can go 7. 7. There we go, because he has, oh, actually, no, he can't go 7. 6 it is. Okay, that is it for that. Goes to Grotesque Effigy this time. So this is where it gets confusing, because they're 2 separate encounters. Do they have their own urgency? I have not got confirmation on it. I assume no, but I don't know. In any case, it has no targets. Nothing's in range, nothing's in line of sight. Can't swap any roots because the roots are gone. I don't know if there's an up-to-date version that makes it grow more roots. I don't know. Okay, goes to Elfie next. If necessary, I'll use Elfie to kind of soak hits if I need to. But so far, I think we're okay. I'm going to go ahead and spend a stamina to move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the key thing here is just making sure I don't go through any of the tiles of the monster. I don't. Okay, that'll be it for Elfie. Goes to Rook. Rook will get 3 stamina. He's currently standing on a poppet, so he's going to go ahead and spend a stamina to get rid of it. Okay, gets rid of the poppet that he's standing on. Then he's going to go ahead and I can either do Courage Stifle or I can work on doing status effects. I think I'm going to do status effects first, just in case. So I'll do Corrosive Ideal. No Empower, just a straight roll. Again, I roll terribly. Roll your Conviction. she would have to roll bare minimums to actually fail it. So, and then I'm going to go ahead and do Crumbling Time, which I'll do Wilt. God, these dice rolls suck. All right. Yeah, that's 11 by itself. I'm not even bothering with the protection roll because I'm rolling so bad. Goes to Suri. Suri's going to get 3 stamina. She'll spend 1 to move. And go right next to her. And then she's going to go ahead and spend 2 stamina to do Unfamiliar Feelings. Because remember, this thing has since the end of her last turn, the Gatekeeper did do damage to Rook. Oh, speaking of damage to Rook, Rook should have recovered 2 because of the Font of Renewal. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna go ahead and attack 3 times, and each of these does irreducible damage. All right, so we'll do the first roll, 2 grays. Oh, also, before I freaking forget, again, within SOI, I'm going to go ahead and use this to put a Nemesis token. This will be your first time dealing with Nemesis. That's kind of why I want to show it off. So let me go ahead and show that token off. All right, Nemesis, allies gain +1 to attack rolls made against the Nemesis. You may never have more than 1 Nemesis token on the figure at a time. If you use an ability that adds another Nemesis token, you must remove a Nemesis token already on a figure. I believe there's only 1 Nemesis token, which kind of sucks, but it's kind of neat because it's one of the few ways you can get plus attack. All right, so I already rolled the attack, so it was 18, +1 is 19 because the Nemesis token. It has 13 defense. Give me 1 second, sorry for all these cuts. Okay, I was just making sure I did actually roll the dice. So 18 +1 is 19. Again, sorry for going out of order. There's a lot of things to keep up at this point. So 13 defense, so it's going to be 6 damage base. And then 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And you get 1 stamina back from the burst. So that's 11 irreducible damage. Okay, that's attack 1. Now for attack 2. Still against the Nemesis. That's 15, 16, so that definitely hits. It's going to do 3 damage base. 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 irreducible. And then the third and final attack is 13 +1, which is 14, which is technically a hit. I'm going to go ahead and use Intervention and reroll all of them and see if I can do slightly better. There you go, 16, 17, so it's going to do 4 damage base. 5, 6, 7, 8. So it'll do 8 damage in total. Putting it at 26 out of 40, which means she now has the increased armor. And there you go, she got a stamina back thanks to the burst she got earlier. Gatekeeper is definitely within instant death range, which is nice. Now it goes to Zeke. Let's see, Zeke is going to go ahead and get 4 stamina because he's hasted. Also, he should have put courage on himself last round. I'm not gonna worry about it this time. Okay, so first we'll spend a stamina to go ahead and flip this. It's green. Two random consumables, which of course are the 2 I already have. I only have room in the pack for 1, so I'm gonna go ahead and put the Bottle of Blessing in the party stash. Actually, no, I won't. I will go ahead and discard a throwing knife. And then I'll take the other 2 items. Like so. Alright. Might as well get these ready. Alright, then next we'll go ahead and spend a stamina to go ahead and see what that the lever does. Reads the red objective, which is up there. You pull the lever and you hear a clicking sound far in the distance. Place tokens and read the special encounter rules on diagram 23. You may activate this object again to remove these tokens and stop using the special encounter rules on this diagram. This object may be activated multiple times. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and show the diagram. More than likely, I'm just going to pull it again. 23, so it's going to be diagram 23. All right, so it's going to add pits here. So that'll be right here, right behind it. And then the special encounter rule is, after placing the tokens, any figures occupying a dangerous terrain space must make an agility 10 check or be defeated. While these tokens are on the board, all elevations in UM40 are now elevation 1. So essentially all the platforms here go down. So the reason why I'm not going to, even though the pit is useful, the reason why I'm going to pull it again to bring it back is because I need to keep Remy out of line of sight because I don't want to risk this thing blasting her. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and just spend a stamina to go ahead and pull it one more time and just revert it. Okay. So that's all been taken care of. That is it for Zeke Goes to Gatekeeper. I'm going to go ahead and check the new rules to see if there's anything in particular about the first action. I think it doesn't summon anything. Yeah, it's exactly the same. So what's going to happen is it's going to try to warp poppets, but there are none on the board right now, and then it's going to move away 4 spaces and not provoke. So it'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. Then it's going to go ahead and move to try to get within. It'll continue down. There's no poppets on the board. It's going to then try to move into a situation where you can get a line of sight on as many people as possible. So it'll probably be Rook again. Yeah, so it'll be something like this. And then she's going to go ahead and cast. Again, same situation. It will prioritize most adjacent, but there isn't any. So it's just going to cast on Rook. Again, we'll go ahead and roll casting die. The reason why it's prioritizing Rook is because he's further up on the initiative. 7 plus 6 is 13. Alright, I'll roll my conviction, see what I get. Also, this thing doesn't trigger unless it's from an attack. Alright. Alright, 13 exactly. I resist the spell, which means nothing gets placed. The poppets only get placed if it does damage, so we're good to go on that front. Alright. End of round, which means we get another time token. So we're at 2 now. In the distance, a skittering sound grows steadily louder. Spawn 3 cave sickles adjacent to this token. Okay, so we'll add them to the bar. So, yeah, as you see, the blue objectives over here, so they're coming in from that side. So we have a little bit of time before they show up. Alright, cave sickles. Boop, boop, boop. Alright. You can also use the trap to try to get some of them to fall down holes and stuff, but of course they get to roll a black die for it, so it's only a 1 in 6 chance of it triggering. Alright, we did kill something here, so I'm assuming we're not getting urgency, but like I said, I don't know how it works. Like, I have no idea, and I never got a response from the developers. Alright, so Gatekeeper will go first if we let it. Which is kind of tempting, simply because I kind of want it to do damage. Yeah, I think I'm okay with that. So essentially the round is going to go exactly like it did before. It's going to move away. It's going to try to summon poppets that are not on the field, run away, and then move back up and cast a spell. So it's going to cast a spell on Rook. 8 plus 6 is 14. It's getting harder to resist this spell. I got 15, so I resist it. Okay. I'm completely okay with that. I mean, it's going to be a lot harder to hurt her now, but I'm okay with that. She has no resistance to magic, or armor doesn't do anything with magic anyway, so we have that option still. Goes to Damocles. Damocles is going to get 3 stamina. Other than that, he's going to probably just hang out for a bit. I mean, I can go ahead and move him, I guess, just in case I can't get someone adjacent. So key thing here is just making sure, yeah. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and how's the line of sight for that? Not great. So we're gonna go 7, 8 to there. So that'll cost another stamina. I'm pretty much just trying to get in range so I can get some inspiration and courage. Goes to Rook. Rook doesn't have to worry about any poppets this round. So 3 stamina, heals for 2. So he's back to full, which is great. Suri's doing just fine, as you could probably guess. She has 15 defense, like she's gonna be okay in most cases. Alright. We'll go ahead and give intervention to Suri. So there you go. Intervention, and then I'm gonna go ahead and start just trying to hit the gatekeeper spells again. At this point, I might as well just do Courage Stifle, but I'm gonna try Crumbling Time first. Go ahead and roll. 6 plus 6 is 12. Roll your conviction. That's 11, and then rolls the black die because of protection, and that's 12, so it passes. All right, then I'll go ahead and try to apply poison. 8 plus 6 is 14. That's 12. And that's 15. I will go ahead and pop Bahamut's Blessing and force her to reroll the 8 and the black die. So 8 and black die. That's 9, 13. What was my total? 14. Okay, so that will apply poison. So yeah, the key word is I can make it roll any dice. So I just focused on the ones that were actually causing me the most trouble. Alright, so we managed to get poison on it, which is good. I kind of went for gold there because that was the highest I could get on a green die is 9, so that was about as good as I was going to get. So the good news is this thing will eventually die. It's no longer aggro. Goes to Grotesque Effigy again. It's not going to do anything. It has no line of sight. I believe I checked this already. Yeah, that's clipping the wall. Okay, it's not going to move. So yeah, it's weird. Like it has one movement, but there's no steps where it actually says it moves. So I'm thinking that's going to get edited eventually. Alright, besides that, it goes to Cave Sickles. Or not Cave Sickles, sorry, it goes to Elify. And, kind of think here how I want to do this. So Elify is going to get 3 stamina. She's going to spend 1 to move, and then that's going to be it for her. Alright. Goes to Zeke. Zeke is going to get 4 stamina because he's hasted. He'll spend 1 to move. Alright, so key thing here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do you have cloth? Yes, you do. 7. Alright, now the key thing is, do I have line of sight? Yes. So I can get to easily there. So here's the plan. First intervention, proof of divinity, mage armor, which I keep forgetting to apply to people. So I'm going to go ahead and give barrier, courage, and intervention to Damocles. Alright, so that's step 1. All these are free because I'm casting it on somebody else. Alright, step 2 is I'm going to spend 3 stamina. And I'm going to throw 3 dynamite. Right here. Okay. And then that's it for this round. For him. Goes to Cave Sickles. Now remember the special rule does say that they will keep moving towards adventurers. So it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It won't be able to get line of sight, I don't think. No, can't get line of sight. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, getting clipped by the elevation there. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like so. All right, that is it for Cave Sickles. Goes to Suri. Suri's going to get 3 stamina. All right, so unfortunately, no aggro stuff to deal with this time. She can try to go for gold here with the spell casting. Chances are she's not going to do enough. But it'll be really cool if we can pull it off. It's either that or I go straight for just 2 attacks and just do whatever I can. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just do 2 attacks because I do have the intervention token. Alright, so this will be a regular attack that does physical and magic. Alright, 12 plus 1, 13, so it does technically hit. It would do 1 magic if I let it go through. Let's go ahead and pop the intervention token. I have to re-roll all of them though. I do worse, so I miss completely, and then I'll roll one more, make 1 more attack. Alright, well, that's 13 plus 1 is 14, so it's going to be no physical damage and 1 magic. So we'll do 1 magic. Boop. Yeah, I should have just went for the kill spell. I've never used it before, but it ain't worth it. Alright, time token gets added, so we're at 3 now. All these things we're going to switch over. And then we start a new round. Okay. Trying to think here. Okay, I think I'm okay with this turn order. Yeah, I'm okay with this turn order. So it's going to go to Gatekeeper first, who's going to do the usual thing, and then it's going to cast a spell on the Rook. Actually, first it's going to take poison damage. It takes 1. Boop. Alright, now roll casting die. 9 plus 6 is 15. Go ahead and roll this. Alright, and then I'll go ahead and re-roll it. Alright, so it's going to do a gray damage. It will do 10 magic to Rook. We'll go ahead and note that she did damage this time. And this also put a poppet underneath. So no more spell blasting from him for the moment. Alright, then it goes to Damocles. Honestly, Damocles is not going to do much this round. Because I'm going to wait until the dynamite explodes first before I attempt anything else. Alright, then it goes Elify. What I'm going to do is I'm going to spend a stamina to move Elify down. 1, 2, 3. And go there. I'm pretty much just going to block line of sight to Zeke there, so only she gets pulled. Actually, no, that's a bad idea. I want Zeke to be pulled. So we'll just go back to max stamina. She'll actually take a damage and pop a stamina there to go ahead and do blood barrier and put barrier on Zeke. She's also going to spend 2 stamina to take another damage to go ahead and put a dodge token on him as well. Alright, and get him prepared. Goes to Suri. Suri's going to get 3 stamina. She's going to spend 2 of it to go ahead and do Unfamiliar Feelings, because obviously the Gatekeeper did some damage. So 3 attacks on the Gatekeeper, no intervention this time. Alright, that's 18, 19, thanks to the Nemesis token. So 19. So it's going to do a total of 6 damage right off the bat. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 11 damage. Putting it at 39 out of 40. And she gets a stamina back. Then second attack. 14, 15 does hit. It's going to at least do 1 damage because it's all irreducible. And that will finish off the Gatekeeper. The Poppet is still in play, though. Alright. Draw loot. Get 10 gold. I think this is the first time I've ever actually killed the Gatekeeper. Usually it just stays alive because it's so hard to do damage to. Alright, so Gatekeeper's dealt with. That's good, because she's kind of a pain. She's the most, like, unpredictable as far as, like... I mean, unpredictable is probably the wrong word, but she can get you in situations where you put Remy in danger. I do have 2 stamina left, but honestly, she's kind of okay where she's at. It goes to Grotesque Effigy next. So Grotesque Effigy is going to go ahead and... I can't do any warping or swapping, so it's just going to try to pull Zeke closer. So Zeke is going to go ahead and roll a conviction check first to see if he gets pulled. Okay, he fails it, not surprised. And then it's going to roll blue. Either way, he's going to get in range. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And then he's going to go ahead and make an attack. Zeke is going to go ahead and dodge with Marbus Threads. Okay, +1 to this, so that's going to be 16 defense. Gets 14, so it misses. He gets a free counter, so he'll go ahead and take it. It's 2 green dice. He's going to go ahead and empower it. Okay, so total is 13. Which is barely a hit, to be honest. I could reroll the black die and the 6, I guess, and hope for the best, or I can just leave it as is. I'll leave it as is. Yeah, unfortunately I don't have any enhancements here. One thing I'm wondering about is the throw, because the throw is technically from an axe, so I'm wondering if that bypasses resistances. In any case, my damage total it's 13 defense, so it's going to be 0 base, and then I have 2 shields, so it's going to be 2 damage, and it has 2 armor. Elifi is not within SOI, so it's not going to reduce the armor. So it does no damage, so no heal token, nothing to worry about. That is it for Grotesque Effigy. Goes to Zeke. Zeke is going to get 4 stamina. And here's kind of the moment of truth here for him. He's going to put courage on himself, because I keep forgetting to put it on him. And I'm going to go ahead and spend a stamina to move. So I'm going to provoke a break attack. Oh, actually, sorry. It's ignore the first break attack you would provoke each turn. So with this, I can just take a step to here without provoking. So I'm actually safe there. Then I'm going to go ahead and spend... Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and spend a stamina to go ahead and give myself an intervention token. So yeah, I'm not exactly sure if the throw... Let me see how this works. Unless the source of the damage is from an axe. It's from an axe, so I'm guessing that's true. I mean, one way or the other, it's going to blow up with dynamite. But I am kind of wondering about that. Alright, so first I'm going to go ahead and make an attack. So 2 green dice. Actually, sorry. I'm going to make an attack with Fight Drive. And then I would use a stamina point to do this. Didn't make much of a difference though. So 13, it does hit. It's going to do 4 damage because of shields, and then 7 because of burst. So it'll do 5 damage because of the armor, and it bypasses the resistance because it's an axe. It will get a heal token. And then I'm going to go ahead and pop the other fight drive and spend the last stamina to do another empower. And attack again. Alright, and then I'm going to go ahead and pop intervention to re-roll those dice. Okay, so that's 16. So that's going to be 3 damage base. It's going to get reduced down to 1 because of the armor. And then it's going to be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 10. It'll do 10 damage. Bypasses resistance because it's an axe. And then I'm going to go ahead and throw both axes. I'm going to go ahead and assume because it's from an axe, it's not going to get reduced. It still has to deal with armor, though. So 2 reds. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and use Fortune Telling on the 4 and make it a 9. So the 9 is going to do 7 because of armor. And then the 7 is going to do 5. Okay. Then I'm going to go ahead and use Bottomless Beverage. Also, at this point, he has 2 heal tokens. That goes without saying. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and pop Bottomless Beverage. And get make an attack. So I'll attack again with the axes. Alright, it's 14. So base damage is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I feel like I missed a burst. I might have forgot one from the courage, but I'm not going to worry about it. So 8 damage gets reduced down to 6 because of armor. Bypasses resistance because it's an axe. Then I'm going to go ahead and do re-equip with the backpack. Swap these out for my other 2 axes, and I'm going to throw both. These are just going to be purple, so there's a chance I'll do nothing. Alright, the 1 does nothing, the 7 does 5. Okay. That is it for that. Goes the Chaos Sickles. 1, 2, 3. It's going to go ahead and shoot. Actually, I can go here. So it's going to shoot from there. Is there a specific target it goes for? I believe it's just closest. Yeah, nearest opponent. So it's going to go ahead and make an attack. Suri is not going to dodge. So it's going to roll 2 teals. Yeah, 2 teals. Those are the wrong dice. Sorry about that. Let's go ahead and click the right ones. So 12, it's a miss. Funny enough, that previous attack was probably one of the few attacks that would have actually hit, because she has 15 defense of all things. Then this one's going to go ahead and move down to here. Take a shot. Same situation. Sorry, it's not dodging. 14 is a miss. So essentially, the K-Sickles have to roll an 8 and a 7 or higher to actually hit. That's how ridiculous Suri is. And then that one's 15. That does hit. So the damage is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It'll do 6 damage to her. Alright, she does have 30 HP, so hopefully she'll stay alive. Then it goes to Rook. Rook is going to heal for 2 from Font of Renewal. He's going to spend a stamina to get rid of the poppet that's still on the field. Okay, gets rid of it. What do I got for line of sight so far? Kind of want to stay up top. So I'll spend a stamina. Go ahead and move. I'm going to cycle to here, I think. Yeah, that gets me line of sight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I'll go ahead and give intervention back to Suri. Also, when the Gatekeeper died, I should have gotten an energy token. Like I said, I always forget about the sabers. It's just how I am, unfortunately. Alright. We'll go ahead and spend 2 stamina to go ahead and do Courage Stifle on the orange cave sickle. Alright, 9 plus 6 is 15. Fails it, so it's going to take 10. Okay, then that's the end of the round. We get a 4th time token. So 4th time token is going to add more and more thing to the field. A loud pounding from the south draws your attention. Spawn 1 Earthlow on any unoccupied normal space on the south side of tile UM30. So that's over here. So there's only 1 unoccupied space. But as you can see, things are escalating. Okay. Cerulean Earthloa comes from the south. So yeah, they're not all just coming from the objective, unfortunately. Add the Earthloa, and we'll go ahead and do initiative. Oh, actually, before we do initiative, dynamite. So 3 purples per explosion. Which reminds me, we need to put this dynamite in the pile. Okay. Here's hoping we don't do as poorly as the last time. Hopefully the dynamite is not wet. Okay, here we go. This is all irreducible damage. So 3, 6, 12, 18, 20, 25, 31, 35, which is more than enough to kill it. So I'm going to go ahead and check real quick about Avarice, and I'll be right back. Okay, I actually had to pull up the original book to find this. So Avarice X, it's in addition to the current one. It even uses an example here where Avarice 1 will make it so you draw 2 combatant cards instead of 1. So that means this thing's Avarice 4, so we get 5 loot cards. So for sake of simplicity, I'm going to do this just to keep it separate. 1, 2, monster loot. 3, 4, 5. So right off the bat, we get 38 gold. So we'll start with the 38 gold. So 443. Okay, and then we get monster loot. All right, so the question is that's a living oblation. Dream catcher. Grotesque Effigy, that's 1. Not any of those. Vicus Saliva, that's a Lich Worm. Scrying Eye, I'm pretty sure is Gatekeeper, it is. I think that's everything. Tormented Shackle, nope. Yeah, I think that's everything, because yeah, Adrenal Gland, that's Govaden. And that's not, yeah, definitely. So I think it's just this one. Per encounter, when you are affected by a spell but non-boss, opponent who casts the spell suffers the same effect. Okay. This goes to the person, well, it's technically ambiguous, so it can go to anyone. But I don't really have space for it. I mean, technically I get a re-equip action, so Zeke could take it. Actually, Zeke would have to take it. So, yeah, with the re-equip, I would have to do something like this. Okay. Takes care of that, resolves the monster there. Monster's dead. Which, I believe that resolves it. Yeah, I think that's actually the end of the encounter. Yeah, Grotesque Effigy is defeated. Each party member gains 1 experience, and then you continue on to 1 girl and 2 books. And if you, if setup 1 has reached the end of condition, we get the story flag rested. So we'll go ahead and add rested, and everyone gets 1 experience. As always, I'll go ahead and apologize as always. If I did make any mistakes, feel free to mention them, but just note that it is me after all. Like I said, it's a lot to keep up with, but I am having fun with this. Hopefully you guys are enjoying seeing how this plays. Hopefully you enjoyed seeing Suri in action, because that was pretty awesome. A lot better than a lot of my previous playthroughs. So with that means we go to One Girl, Two Books, and call it good. It's a little unfortunate I did get to kill more things, as there's still more loot here. At this point, though, I think the only thing that's left is unique loot, which is useless to me. So actually, we got kind of the best of everything right now. The Dreamcatcher is honestly probably going to be traded in for an upgrade. It has an interesting effect, but it doesn't work on bosses, and that would be the one time I really need it. So with all that said, again, it's since we finished the encounter, both Zeke and Damocles will get 2 loot items of their choosing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to discard the throwing knife. Also, I forgot to put the throwing knife back here. I'm going to discard the throwing knife. I'm trying to think here how I want to do this. Yeah, I want to discard the throwing knife and the bottle blessing. And I'll take the dynamite back. Actually, I'll keep the bottle blessing, discard the pager, and then I'll take a yeah, so I'll discard these 2, take the dynamite, and I'll take the I'll just take the throwing knives, that's fine. And then he's going to get all these back. I like having him be the bomber. So the reason why I discard the pager is so Damocles can go ahead and resolve his stuff and get these cards instead. Like so. Alright. So that resolves all of that. Obviously, I don't think we got a restore, did we? Nope, no restores. So we get the good news is we get to keep all of our tokens. Bad news is everything else is going to be kind of rough, particularly with Rook, because Rook is actually still heavily wounded, because he had no chance to actually recover. But I'd rather deal with that than anything else. Also, we don't keep the dead branches. Everything else here should be good. I'm just kind of checking. I'm so glad I actually dumped the money for Zeke to get all those upgraded thrown weapons and stuff. Like having extra axes was actually kind of good. Glad I kind of remembered to use the Nemesis token. That's actually super useful, especially against things like bosses and things like that. Because then you can just improve everyone's accuracy. Because obviously a lot of the bosses we have like 13, 14 defense now. Suri's also wounded, which kind of sucks, but she does have her intervention token, so I guess she's got that going for her. Everything else, I think we're okay. So yeah, obviously we got story bits coming up, so I'm going to go ahead and call it here. I am the Depressed Dealer. This was Middara on Tabletop Simulator. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time.